The creature jumps in the river and swims to the other side. Gangdu tries to chase after, but watches hopelessly as the daughter is taken into the water. The armies arrive soon to block off the area, and the people mourn for their family's death as a huge community funeral takes place in the shelter. Yun's uncle, Nam Il, also arrives with tears in his eyes after hearing about the death of his niece. The family embrace each other as they fall onto the floor in sadness, but instead of helping them, the news reporters surround them and begin to take pictures like vultures. A government worker in a biohazard suit comes to greet the people and inquires about those who made physical contact with the creature. The people are afraid to admit their involvement, but after being asked repeatedly, some raise their hands, including Gangdu, into the fear of legal punishment. The family embrace each other as they fall onto the floor in sadness, but instead of helping them, the new reporters surround them and begins to take pictures like vultures. More workers in the yellow suits begin rushing into the building, trying to quarantine the families. They take away Gangdu forcefully as his family begs for them to stop. It turns out that the American soldier who helped Gangdu was able to survive the monster's attack, but soon became sick after being infected with a virus that the creature carries. The government is pulling back their military forces and sending in specialized teams trained to handle virus outbreaks. At the same time, Gangdu and his family arrived at the hospital, but is surprised to see the lack of quarantine measures, as even the doctors are not wearing masks. At night, the father gets a phone call which he immediately recognizes as the daughter. Gangdu tries to ask for her location, but the signal cuts out suddenly, as the rest of the family wakes up as well. The monster continues to attack the humans, killing the quarantine workers and bringing them back to its nest inside the sewers, where the creature is storing them as food for later. Yun sneaks out from inside the opening of a drainage and examines the worker that the monster brought in, but the man died of drowning as he spits out water from his lungs. The girl manages to find a cell phone on the body, but it's not functional anymore after being submerged inside the river. Back in the hospital, Gangdu tries to convince the police that his daughter is alive, but the officer thinks that the man's crazy and wants the doctor to give him a psychiatric evaluation. Realizing that his daughter might begin starving soon, the family tries sneaking out from the hospital, but gets recognized immediately because of Gangdu's blonde hair. They run towards the elevator, then into the parking garage, where a vehicle driven by gangsters was arranged to pick them up. The family successfully escapes the hospital, as the police officer desperately chases them on foot. After the escape, the gangsters charge the old man a large amount of money for rescuing them, providing them with guns and a government vehicle so that they can blend in. He Bong has no choice but to give them all his savings, including his credit cards as well,